It frightens me to think that 1 in 3 of you are out there navigating these waters on your own with somebody that has never navigated these waters before. So the National Association of Realtors came out with what they call a confidence index survey. And just some interesting facts as you're considering purchasing a home this year. These are some buyer statistics and data that I think is important for any buyer to know. First-time home buyers represented 29% of all buyers, and that's huge. That means 1 in 3 of you that are out there looking for a home right now has never gone through this process before. Wow, I can't tell you how important it is to make sure that you're not working with an agent that has never gone through this process before. It frightens me to think that 1 in 3 of you are out there navigating these waters on your own with somebody that has never navigated these waters before. So I think it's important to make sure you do your homework on finding yourself a good realtor. Second, 24% of buyers waived the inspection contingency. That's interesting. So, 1 in 4 buyers right now are saying in order for us to compete, we have to waive the inspection contingency. I will say going back to 2021 and probably peak COVID year, that was probably 9 out of 10 buyers, maybe 10 out of 10 were waiving inspections. It was scary. And it was not something that was fun to be a part of. And frankly, I think there's still some lawsuits that will come out as a result of that. The whole idea of waiving an inspection is absolute insanity, in my opinion. In fact, I did a whole episode on inspections and why they're so important to you as a buyer. 15% of buyers are waiving the appraisal contingency. So that's an interesting statistic right now. That means that if I'm financing a property and the property's on the market at $500,000 and I make an offer in a competing offer situation of $525,000 and I say I'm going to waive the appraisal contingency, it means that if that appraisal comes in low, I've got the financial capabilities to bridge that gap. Let's say the appraisal comes in at $5,000, I've got the $25,000 cash to bridge that gap from $5,000 to $525,000. So I have the ability to purchase it with or without that appraisal. The appraisal is nothing more than a formality at that point. So another way to strengthen your offer as a buyer. In the last 3 months, the last 90 days, 25% of contracts were terminated. That's an interesting. So 1 in 4 buyers walked away for whatever reason. That could be financing fell through. That could be the home inspection went poorly. That could be they just got cold feet. Well, I had a buyer last year just get uncertain about the economy and the world and everything happening and walk away from a $2 million transaction last year. It happens. I mean, that's just that's real world, real life stuff. But that's a very high and staggering statistic right now that you're seeing. Around 25% of people walk away from transactions for no apparent reason. And the percentage of contracts that with a delayed settlement date that had appraisal issues. So this is going back to waiving an appraisal contingency. About 15% of homes had appraisal issues last year. So I think we'll see more of that in spring of 2024 because an appraiser looks at the past, not the future. So the appraiser is going to be using comparable sales that happened in fourth quarter of 2023 for that first half of 2024, where we're going to be in a more competitive, more of those multiple offer situations. So I think we're going to see some appraisal issues happen as we navigate this first half of 2024. So it's really, really important that you understand if you're waiving that appraisal contingency, what that looks like. It's also important as a seller that if there is an appraisal contingency, how that looks if that appraisal comes in low. Keep in mind, an appraisal is nothing more than one person's opinion as to the value of your property. And that's a whole nother topic and a whole nother podcast. But I can tell you that if I throw 10 appraisers into a luxury property, I can get 10 very, very different numbers. If I throw 10 appraisers into a luxury property and they've got a purchase agreement in front of them, I'll probably get 10 numbers with that purchase agreement, with that offer price on that appraisal. It's almost become a formality and something that they're just coming up with a number to keep a job. So again, a whole nother conversation for a whole nother time, but appraisers and appraisals are something you need to be concerned about as a buyer.